The joint timetable proposed for SLTB and private buses has become a controversial topic in the country.
Now, Newsfirst made inquiries into why this joint timetable has not been implemented.
Numerous passengers, including myself, were expecting the joint bus timetable to be implemented from the 15th of this month, but this timetable has not been implemented as yet. Today, Newsfirst decided to inquire into the various views that are being expressed regarding the implementation of this bus timetable and the transport sector in our country.
The joint timetable system was introduced to prevent competition between SLTB and private bus drivers. The National Transport Commission explained why they have been unable to implement this timetable as yet. We would like to implement the joint timetable at any instant, but this is being stopped because of the protests by SLTB trade unions. The chairman of the SLTB and other authorities must take responsibility for this. We have not received the SLTB timetable for next week. We are circularly implementing the timetable for private buses and are continuing to issue permits. We have continuously asked for timetables which divide it to 60 and 40%, but instead of giving us this timetable, they are asking us to adopt this joint timetable. What we have said since then is that we want a 60-40 timetable.
The timetable should be prepared through a cabinet decision and a court determination, since the SLTB unions will not allow it to move forward. Thereby, as an association, we have decided to remove ourselves from this useless concept of joint timetables. As the General Secretary of the All Island Private Bus Operators Federation, I support the joint timetable. It should be implemented. The regulatory institutions were not able to implement this by the 15th of January. We have no use for a regulatory body that cannot do something. The Ministry of Transport could not do this either. We propose that both these institutions be dissolved immediately.
We are completely for the joint timetable. We are all for it along with the people. When there are buses in Panadura, buses are diverted midway. Buses go through Nugegoda instead of going to Panadura. If they are joining it, buses must start from Panadura. Private buses will gain nothing from this affair. We do not like this joint timetable. This is still not being implemented. It is just being dragged around. If it is being properly implemented, then we can operate with no problem whatsoever. No, we are not for it. As SLTB workers, we are against it. The biggest problem is insufficient bus services on by roads. When the joint timetable is implemented, we will be able to know about it. There are more private buses than CTP buses. We prefer CTP buses. The problem is that the buses do not run on time.
Although there is some congestion on the weekends and when there are several holidays, I do not see any major inconvenience for the people.